So yeah, hello and everybody. Welcome. Hello everybody and welcome to Everyday Channel number 140, your favorite, most deceptively named bi-weekly legacy podcast. Today's show is brought to you by our brand new Patreons, Alexander Burnett, Basti F, and Markus Jülich, who doubled his monthly pledge. Thank you so much for supporting us. And guys, I can't believe it. I'm back home after, I want to say, like 2 months or something, and it still doesn't feel real to like record from a proper setup. I don't know.
Bi-weekly podcast, right? Yeah.
I mean, it looked like you were kind of out of this world for like a month or two.
Yeah, pretty much. I talked about this on Twitter. Like for the first 6 months of the year, 6 weeks of the year, I have like plus 100 extra hours, which is like.
It's crazy.
I can't even like. At least the trade fairs are all over. Trade fairs are amazing. I actually have some amazing trade fair stories, but let's start with you guys. What have you been up to? What's your life like in the good old UK and Berlin?
Kai, you start because I've got quite a lot to talk about.
So I kind of woke up sad because I checked a couple of numbers I made this year, and I found out that I cast more ether vials than dark rituals in 2023, which is
He's evolving,
dude. It is freaking embarrassing. Holy shit, dude!
What? How?
Because like for the longest time, I told everyone that I'm never gonna buy that card ether vial. Like I always made fun of people who play ether vial, right? Like Thalia players. And now I'm one of them.
Now you're violating Baleful Strixes.
Yeah, dude. It's so addictive though. Holy shit. Have you ever violed in a Snapcaster Mage or Baleful Strix? It is gas, dude.
Do you remember that World Championship where I think it was Shouto Yasuoka?
Oh yeah,
played the Eternal Command deck.
The Cryptic Command deck with Eternal Witness.
Yeah,
dude.
Oh, that was good. Like that deck was so amazing, and then nobody actually played it afterwards.
It's kind of strange, right? Was that modern or was it?
Yeah, it was modern, and he just like brewed it himself, and there was some flares to it. It was like 2 thirst for knowledges to discard Aether Vials that you draw in the late game. It's just like chef's kiss.
Dude, holy.
So, I haven't violed in tons of subclasses.
Yeah, dude, I'm having exact the same feeling right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds sweet. It sounds really sweet.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
But you need to step up those dark ritual numbers. That's really embarrassing.
I know, right?
Isn't that a deck that uses both?
What, like Baleful Strix and Ether
No,
Vial and
Dark Ritual and like you can go turn 1 Dark Ritual, triple Ether Vial.
And then Violent 3 Dry Arbors.
I mean, when you think about it, like Ether Vial is like a Dark Ritual that keeps going on and on and on.
Dude.
So if you get like 3 Ether Vials in the first turn, that basically recoups the investment on the second turn, except for the cards.
Yeah, except that you also
hand.
Yeah, you also Hellbent, I guess. But
yeah, that's why you play like all the, I don't know, Imperial Guards, I don't know, what's it called? Imperial Recruiter, like everything that gives you
Julian,
plus 1 card advantage.
This is going to be the worst turn 1 like I've ever heard of in Legacy.
No, you know what I once did? When I played Modern a couple of years ago, and I played at nauseam, as you guys probably know, I kept a hand with like triple Lotus Bloom, and I was like, yeah, this is weird, but it can work. And then for my turn, I drew the 4th Lotus Bloom,
goodness.
and I literally spent 4 Lotus Bloom in the first turn. And I think I actually won, but
yeah. I mean, you played 4 Black Lotuses. Of course you did.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Black Lotus from Wish or something.
Yeah.
But you can clearly tell that I'm still like a Ether Vial newbie because I keep activating Ether Vial even though it doesn't have any counters on it. I'm trying to think like how can you bluff those like core how are they even called? Nomads and core.
The trick to I think the trick to like bluffing people is don't do it like every turn. So some people like learn about the Aether Vial trick and they'll like just do it every turn. And there is a little bit of merit to doing it every single turn because your opponent just like never knows. So activate it
but
constantly.
I feel like I'm wasting like everyone's time here.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you just like do it in spots that you think your opponent is scared of the nomads, you might get a response or something. I don't know.
But it also depends on whether your opponent actually has a choice to make there, because a lot of what I want to call Ether Vial bluffs are actually not really bluffs because your opponent has to respond in like the same way either way, no matter whether you have it or not.
Yeah.
It's like
I'm activating them even though my opponent's tapped out. Like it doesn't really
that
make
doesn't do
a lot of
anything.
sense. Yeah,
like,
it's just stupid.
Yeah, but the other thing is you need like creatures that are scary to put in, right? You're just putting in like 1/1s.
Oh, the one thing you're missing. Oh, Narc Remover. Oh, actually, didn't Narc Remover actually steal the initiative at the last 4 seasons or something? I saw that.
That was Francis. Like, yeah, he stole the initiative and then put 2 counters on it and just like killed the initiative with a 3/3 Narc Amoeba.
Oh my goodness!
I mean,
what
fine.
a champ! What a champ!
And then I think he won game 3 then by like step 3 to bounce 2 blockers for a Stoneforge Mystic and a Cauldra with a Shuko on it for exact lethal.
I'm just so happy that this deck and that card is actually real in Legacy in 2023. Like,
I've died to like 2 Shukos on constructs. Like it happens.
Yeah,
3 Fairy Macabres in my hand.
Seriously, I think Cephalid Breakfast, like it's supposed to be a combo deck, but in the majority of games, it really, like the games are kind of like stupid limited games, really.
Yeah.
Where you attack with a bunch of like mediocre creatures. A couple of like even the constructs are really that big, like in comparison to like 8 Castle Painter, like.
They're just like 3/3s or 4/4s. I guess.
Breakfast constructs are pretty embarrassing. They're like
at least Strix grows them as well, There's synergy there.
I guess.
but for a deck that's like built around a very strong combo, it is also just very good at grinding.
Is it even a strong combo? It always feels like the combo. Like I used to make, basically, the deck has been around ever since I started playing Legacy for like how much is it now? 16 years or something, maybe even longer. And I always used to make fun of the deck that it's the combo deck that folds to anything. It folds to like counter magic, even though that's not that true anymore. There's ways around it. It folds to creature removal. It folds to graveyard hate, and I guess that's also not super true anymore, depending on the type of graveyard hate. So I guess it's somewhat more resilient now.
Like Thassa's Oracle is a pretty new card still.
Dude,
it's different.
People used to play the Mimeoplasm and like
Suited Ghoul and Dragon Breath.
Dude, Suited Ghoul and Dragon Breath. That's exactly what my opponent did when I first played against it.
Yeah.
They had Dark Confident back then, and they literally revealed Force of Will, Suited Ghoul, and they lost because they had fetched, and I think I did some damage. And that was my first introduction to the deck, and I was like, this is the biggest bullshit ever. I'm loving it.
Yeah, dude. Have you ever wild in a Mimeoplasm? X5?
Can't say I have.
But like,
Have you?
You say that it loses to like creature removal, but we're in this process of a weird state of Legacy where like after Delver Initiative, Painter and Breakfast are like 2 of the decks in the running for top decks, and they are both creature-based removal, creature-based combos, and like the top decks are playing loads of bolts and solitudes and swords and whatever. I think the combo is just actually much harder to beat because it's so fast. It's such a low mana investment. You can then use the rest of your mana and turns to like just build your own interaction.
You know what I really appreciate about the deck is that it has the 1-2 punch of turn 1 Nomads, turn 2 Cephalid Illusionist, and literally GG. Like I watched Kai stream it, and he had that opening so many times. And I mean, I've been on the receiving end of that as well. And you feel very often like I can't really respect that, even though I kind of have to, because otherwise I'm totally skipping my turn 2 development, which is usually one of the most important things in Legacy. And then if the opponent doesn't have it and instead like does like ponder into wild or something, you feel like, oh dude, come on.
Yeah.
I wish you had the combo.
if the combo like didn't use the graveyard, so could like skip Fairy, Leyline, or Surgical, like it'd be so powerful because I mean it's an obvious thing, but to have such a low curve and just turn 1, turn 2 combo, like Painter can do it, but you need lots of fast mana as well. But them just like 2 cards, any 2 lands, and you're just set. But they also play Dazed and Forcible. You can just have such nuts hands.
I think at this point it is probably pretty fair to also state how similar Painter and Cephalid Breakfast are. Like despite all those different card choices, I think like what those two decks do is pretty similar. Like they got this mill plan. And like the combo,
different,
and they have
players though.
Yeah, I mean, it's sure.
I agree.
Both players want to do the same.
They have almost
the
like
same guy.
Yeah, like a handful of counter spells. Like you got Blast, I got Forces, and like you got pretty powerful 3 drops, right? I got Teferi, you got Fable of the Mirror Breaker. We both got a super mediocre creature beatdown plan, and it's just a bunch of like 1 mana and 2 mana creatures. Really, like goblins and nomads and things like that.
They are very similar. I think we're learning that decks that can threaten a turn 2 kill, but also have this very strong grinding power and everything like that. Like this weekend, I played against 4-color control a couple of times, and I won on like turn 15 after they resolved 3 iterations, Uros come into play, all that stuff. Like it's impressive that you can go turn 2 kill or grind with those kind of things.
Definitely respect that.
Welcome to the wonderful world of elves. I've tasted that, and ever since I've literally been addicted to that kind of gameplay. I mean, Infect can somewhat do it, even though Infect doesn't really grind on cards or anything. It grinds more on like Infect tokens or counters.
Yes.
But it also has the thing, right, where people can play against it like conservatively.
Yeah,
and
that's a weird
seduce.
like. Infect gets value off like false tempo, if that makes sense. Like it gets
False
value.
tempo. Ooh, dude, we haven't even properly defined tempo after like 30 years of Magic.
Tempo. No,
you're
predict is
introducing
tempo.
false tempo.
Predict is tempo. What I mean by that is like what they threaten makes people not able to cast their own spells, so they like kind of pseudo porting each other each turn, and you're just like
Oh, you basically
sculpting.
you're saying you're porting the opponent without actually committing mana to the port.
Yeah.
For 0 mana. Dude,
Sign me up.
that is gas.
Yeah, because if you have a Nickmoth Nexus in play, like they need to keep up a Flusterstorm plus a Swords or a Bolt, and then a mana to pay for days and something like that. And yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. So we're saying Kai, this is your life now. Like, dude, did you even play Doomsday anymore?
Well, I did play a league yesterday. It was a fabulous 1-4. So I'm gonna play like a few more leagues before the 4 seasons Bologna, and just see where I'm at, because a couple of those losses were, well, yeah, kind of weird. A lot of mulligans, and I also really didn't know what I was doing.
I've got
Actually,
some white
which
plumes
format
if you
are
want
you
to borrow.
playing?
Well,
In our team event for 4
in our
seasons.
team event, it's gonna be
Modern?
Dude, it's modern, and I have like 0 reps. Really, I should really get my shit together. Holy shit!
Weren't you supposed to be like the good modern player?
Yeah. Help me.
Don't worry, I've played 0 Vintage.
Dude,
as well.
I need some help. I need some serious help. Holy shit. Dude.
I mean, you two are probably gonna end up carrying us, and I'm gonna like totally fuck up in Legacy. I don't know. I literally haven't played Legacy ever since. I guess I've won the
Yeah, you're pretty new to Legacy, aren't you?
Etc.
We'll help you.
Invitational. Yeah, I've seen it before. But dude, that we talk about in a moment, right? But there's so much like weird stuff happening in Legacy right now. Like you guys kept posting cards, and I was like, wait, this is seeing play. This is seeing play. But yeah, let's get to that in a moment.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of new cards to talk about. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Kai, what else does life have in store for you right now?
Oh, I also went to the south part of Germany last weekend. Just you know.
You have no idea how many people actually sent me pictures of Kai at the tournament, and they were like, "Hey, Kai's here," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, thank you." Like, good to know.
I mean, that's kind of awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It very much is. Like, you have no idea how many pictures I have of you there.
But like ever since I moved to Europe, I've been kind of busy like visiting all my old friends, from all parts of Germany or Europe, should I say. And like last weekend was just no exception. I just hopped on a night bus and just drove all the way down, like 10 hours. I should have really like picked up a train, but
I was gonna say like fucking night bus. Seriously?
Yeah, dude. For some reason, my brain didn't even like think about a train, so I took the bus. It's like, dude, like, that was 18 euros. That's not.
But you can go from like all the way across Germany for 18 euros.
Well, with a bus, yeah.
Yeah, but how shitty was it? Like, did you have like at least space for yourself, or was it like super cramped?
I mean, I slept 8 hours, but the problem was that I slept like 1 hour 8 times. Like it was kind of disastrous.
Okay.
But I watched a lot of streams. It wasn't too bad. And I played at 2 different local events. On Saturday, one in a small city called Aalen, and then on Sunday the one called Winner Duel Legacy in Tübingen. It's like
that's pretty big, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like in the very south part of Germany, and like those guys, they've been doing it for more than 10 years, I think, at this point. And man, like I haven't always like met them in a while. I think the last time I met those guys was probably like GP Birmingham in 2018 or
18, yeah.
something like that. So it's really, really good catching up with friends. My records were kind of mediocre with Cephalid.
Well, I think in one of the tournaments you actually got your ass handed to you, I was told. Did you not?
Yeah.
no comment.
but didn't you like top 8 the other one or something?
I mean, it was nothing like, like fabulous. It was like a 4-2, and I kind of slipped in as the 8th player, which was was pretty neat.
Nice.
Did you play it out like the top 8?
No, we did not. But we had some awesome drinks afterwards, and
Okay.
Man, I really, really, really missed my old Magic friends in
And then you
South
took
Bar,
the
Germany.
night
so-
bus like on the same night back to Berlin.
on Sunday, yeah, like a
course you did.
like a sicko.
Maniac. Respect, but maniac.
Yeah.
Did you play breakfast in both?
I did. I was too lazy to pick up 2 decks, and like again,
It's
it
cool
was
playing
not
the same thing just all weekend as well.
It's not too bad, I guess. Yeah. Like also for me, like those type of events, especially also the Four Seasons Bologna, it is rarely about the game itself or like the winning and losing. Obviously, that's like a nice bonus, but it's always about those like little chatters between rounds and things like that.
Yeah, very much that, right? It feels very much the same for me. Like going to the next 4 seasons, it feels like the last one just happened. I think I've only had like 6 or 7 days off ever since the last one, so that's why especially last like 2 months ever since the last one, or 3 months even, felt pretty cramped, and I can't believe we're going back. This time I literally just want to go back and like go with the crowd, do whatever anybody else is doing, like make no decisions. Just
I'm not even thinking about like trying to do the best or practicing for it or winning. It's just totally the same. Just we're gonna have a good time.
Oh, you have to build a deck as well, right? Actually, I ordered some of the cards I was missing that I saw Callum was playing. I was like, wait, this is real? Okay, I guess we'll order some of those.
Well, I mean, I'm trying lots of things out.
Yeah.
Oh, you sure are.
Yeah.
Let's build something functional.
Nah. Should I go? 'Cause I
Yeah.
played
What about you?
lots of Magic this weekend. So this past weekend we had Axion Nows put on these things called The Gathering. They do a few or 3 or 4 a year, and they're meant to be like kind of smaller GP-esque things where they have like a bunch of different formats, bigger events each day. So after they did a double Legacy one as well as Modern and Pioneer last time, Legacy propped up the event and like had tons of players. So this time they had a big Legacy event alongside a Modern event on Saturday, and then on Sunday they had teams of Pioneer, Modern, and Legacy. So obviously this is a sick weekend. You've probably seen some pictures on Twitter. If not, I've posted one a little bit earlier today. It was held in Birmingham in like the university's Great Hall. It's just
It looked like a cathedral from Harry Potter.
It's like a huge church. It's just stunning. Like it's so nice, and it's huge tall ceilings and everything. And even with hundreds of Magic players in there, it got a little bit hot and sweaty, but not too bad. Nowhere near like what big events usually feel like. And the vibe was just great. Everyone was having a good time. Just I really, again, I know I say it like every time I go to an Axiom Now event, but these folks are just the best. They like look after the players. They put on these great events, and they do this thing I've mentioned before with like down to I think 40-second playoffs or something. They had top 8s playing after that to win extra prizes. So even after like the Swiss rounds, they had people playing on. So shout out to Axiom Now as always.
To quickly explain that, because I didn't really understand that the first time I heard about that, they not only take the top 8 and let them play the playoffs, right? They also take the players, let's say from 9 to 16th, and make them play like an 8-player playoff, and then award prizes according to that, right? So if you even if you're 16, you might still get the 9th person prize.
Yeah, exactly. So they actually changed something just for this event and the last one, which they called the So Close But So Far, which is 9th to 12th. So the people that usually miss on breakers have even better prizes. So basically, the top 8 play for duel. Everyone in the top 8 gets a duel, I believe it is, and they play for better duels. And then 9th to 12th, the 2 losers of those like kind of semis get 2 Force of Wills each, and the winners both get a duel. So 9th to 12th can win a duel or 2 Force of Wills. And then from a 13th down for 8 places, you're playing for like, I don't know, it's something really good as well. I can't remember the exact breakdowns, but you might even be playing
relevant cards,
Yeah, probably like a Shockland or something.
No, I think it was like a plateau in the up there.
Whoa!
Like I got a Scrubland for coming.
What's the buy-in for this? Like €50?
It was £70.
Oh, £70. Okay, so that's
£70.
like
So it's a
pretty
bigger
much the same,
buy-in,
right? Yeah.
but I will say I know the organisers quite well, and they're very like they don't like it being so expensive, but the hall is huge, and it just costs a lot running these things as well.
I think there's nothing to justify that. This sounds very reasonable.
Yeah. And then again, like they are putting so many prizes up. So first place was either like Sahar took a Vault, but they did have 4 LEDs that were altered as a potential prize as well. It's just great prizes, very high, and again, like it's run to a very high standard. There's judges everywhere. Like if you need help, they're everywhere. It's just very high standard constantly. Every table has lots of space, comfortable and everything.
That location looked pretty badass. I gotta say, dude, you guys better make that the next tournament center.
Yeah, so basically they're going to be doing a big Legacy one again in the autumn, or like in October time, I think it is. So after 4 seasons. So yeah, if any prospective, like anyone from the EU wants to come over, we'll have the date the next one doing Legacy. I think they'll do Legacy Saturday and Teams Sunday probably again. They're also going to have pre-modern side events at the next ones. So it's going.
How far is Birmingham from? Where's the place where they have that Warhammer World? Nottingham, yeah, exactly. That's not too far, right?
I'm going to Google it quickly. My geography of England is so bad.
But I only know geography of England because of like football. that taught me so much geography. I know it's like northish.
It's an hour's drive. Nottingham's a bit further
Easy.
North. Yeah. So we could do Warhammer World, and we could do Warhammer World on like a Friday, and then go to the weekend there.
Dude.
You should do that. All right, you guys are coming over in October. Kai's going to Warhammer World whether you like it or not.
I'm gonna stay there. Yeah.
They just keep Kai, like they start painting him. He's gonna get like a primer on him. Okay, let's paint this guy.
You can pick me up later.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. So how did you do in the event?
Yeah, so caveat, we were up till about 4 we were up till about 4 a.m. drinking on the night before, and it definitely affected me on the Saturday. So I did okay. I went like 4-3 in the Swiss, and then we had like a top 8. So I just made a bunch of mistakes that like you wouldn't if you weren't like hungover and tired and stuff. So I didn't get unlucky at all. Everything was totally on me. So it was quite nice to just
tell us about your stupid mistakes. Like your most stupid mistake.
There was nothing like too stupid. It was just stuff like at one point I blasted a brainstorm against Grixis Control when I had 2 blasts in hand, but I only had 1 red mana, so I wanted to like use that 1 red mana to keep tempo. I was just weak to like a Murktide if they thought seized the other one, so I just shouldn't have done that. Another time was like they had 2 blue jewels, and then they played a fetch land and cracked it, and there was 3 cards in the graveyard, and I had no blasts, and so I had a Nail Spellbomb in play. I should just crack it there because they can play Murktide. It was just things like that, which like I realized as they were fetching and about to cast the Murktide, and I was like, it's too late for me to say, actually, wait, hold on. So just things like that, and there's probably some other little bits and pieces, but yeah. So basically,
But did you play like Black Red Painter?
So the Saturday I played it was with Chaos Defiler. I had 1 Chaos Defiler and like 2 Badlands, but and Nihil Spellbomb, but they were the only black cards. So it was pretty standard list. So went 4-3 in the Swiss, and then we had a little top 8 because I was like 32nd or something, and I then won the quarters against 4-color control. I beat Aeon Bridge, which was crazy.
Wait, that's a thing still?
Yeah.
Or again, or at all?
Shout out to Sam, my opponent. I don't know if you'll listen to this, but he was so cool and friendly, and I was just there the whole time. I was like, God, your deck is so cool. But anyone that doesn't know Aeon Bridge, it's like it plays Torpor Orb and Phyrexian Dreadnought, which is pretty cool against initiative and stuff. But then it also has Mosswort Bridge, which is one of the hideaway lands, like ETB, look at the top 4. You can put a card under it. And if you have a creature with like 10 or more power, it's something like that, you can then cast a card for free. So the deck also plays Show and Tell, Emrakul, Omniscience, and stuff like that. So, you can play a Dreadnought and activate Mosswort Bridge with the trigger on the stack and cast your Emrakuls like that. And for anyone that doesn't know, Emrakul is really good against Painter because you can't mill them out as well. So because it shuffles their graveyard into the library. So it's also torpor orbing my engineers and Defiler and stuff. I'm just like, oh god, I don't know what to do. So game 1, I get crushed. Like I think I made a little mistake as well, blasted the wrong thing. And then game 2, I'm just like, I know they have Lotus Pedal and they have some basics, but I'm like, fuck it, I need to cheese. So I just played a turn 1 Magus and attacked 10 times. Just good gameplay there.
Easy.
Sure enough.
And then game 3, I played a turn 1 Welder. They had a turn 1 Show and Tell put in Iona to name red, but I had an engineer in my hand, so I got to go and get a Defiler and then like play an artifact and defile Iona. And that lots it up. So
wait. They had Iona. Oh, but they didn't get. Wait. I'm still not following. How did you cast the engineer if they had Iona?
Off a Show and Tell. They play Show and Tell to put in Iona.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
So actually, I think it wasn't turn 1. It was like turn 2 maybe, and I had a Painter in play on blue, and so they could have named blue so that like, I couldn't cast any spell regardless, even artifacts and stuff. But anyway, like on red is good enough. But yeah, because I had the engineer to put in with the Show and Tell, I got to defile, and then everything got defiled. I think they played some other things, and they all got defiled. So that was cool. And then Jasper, who you guys probably know from being a Painter aficionado as well, he also managed to... He had a much easier top 8. He got a bye in the first round because the guy didn't turn up, and then played against 8 casts, which is one of the best matchups. So he was like just cruising, and we were having some beers as well as we were going along, very jovial to the side of the stage, and we kept getting told off by the judges, but we had a good time. And then we kind of just like split the last thing, got like 30 something pounds credit each, which is not bad for coming 33rd and 35th.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, 6-3 in the end. Definitely felt like I could have won 2 of the matches that I lost. So it's good knowing that nothing really came down to variance. It was just me being a dummy. And then Sunday was teams, and I was playing Legacy again, and I got to play the fun version, which I think this deck is actually pretty good as well. So I'm going to try it more. But it was like with 3 Unearth, 1 Reanimate, 3 Chaos Defiler, and then
Oh my god, it's the thing you call it like Black
Forest Cake.
Forest Cake.
Yeah, so this is really
What is this like painter obsession with cakes? Anyway,
that's for another. That's for the shortcake people to answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just a kind of a sweet dish. But this was really fun. I went 4-2, lost to Delver twice, like kind of close ones as well, both 3 games, and then managed to beat some other random stuff. And the deck is really powerful. Like it uses Lightning Greaves really well as well, and like Unearth and Reanimate are pretty powerful. So gonna look into that more. A team was hard carried by Pioneer, who like lost 1 game and went 6-0. Mono white aggro deck, won lots of rolls to go first. So, and then with Marcelo, you guys know Marcelo, the Goblin guy.
Yeah.
So he was on Goblins in Modern as well. So we came 5th, good for a box each. And then we went out to Korean barbecue place, which was the best thing about the weekend, I think.
Oh, you went to a Korean place as well?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Me too. First
Nice.
time ever going to Korean barbecue.
It was great. It was so nice. Oh my god. So
But actually, they didn't want to give us a taste. Like I to interject there, I wanted to go there with that. So you meet a lot of people, right, when you go to trade fairs. And at one of the trade fairs, I met a girl from the Philippines. She was representing the Philippines, and we went there, and they told us, we have no table for you. We are sorry. And apparently it was more like, only 2 people. We won't open like our last table for 2 people. We want 4 people. And then she was like in some other language, you guys are Filipinos. And they're like, yes. And she was like, oh, come on, give us the table. And I think they were talking like Tagalog or something. And then she actually organized that we would get the table.
nice. Cool.
Anyway, first time Korean barbecue place, liked it quite a lot.
Oh my god, I'm going to be like
again?
looking for places in other towns when we go to tournaments. But also back to Axion, I do have the Mega Legacy top 8. You might have seen a couple of the results on Twitter, but do you guys want to guess what was in the top 8? It's pretty diverse.
The only thing I noticed was that there was no diver in the top 8, right?
Mm-hmm, that's true. Yeah, no
Wait,
Delver. There was a lot of Delver in the field as well.
I mean, I know who took it down.
Yeah.
But that's all I know.
The most quiet lady in the world.
Yeah.
So, huge congratulations to Sahar. I'm sure she's going to listen to this later. She won the whole
what's
thing.
Sarah's last name?
Mahadi.
Sahar Mihadi. Okay,
Yeah.
first place.
Yeah, first class. So she won with
Same
initiative. It's so cool seeing because she started playing Legacy a few years ago and has just been constantly working away and like talking to loads of people, practicing, going to our weeklies almost all the time. And so this is her first big tournament win, she said, and it's just really cool to see. Super well deserved. And then the rest of the top 8 is quite, yeah, as I said, no Delver. There was a lot of Delver players in the event itself, so I don't have the win rates or anything, but like pretty low probably. Second place, we have Alex Hockey on Doomsday. He's another London regular. He's been playing Doomsday for like the last year or so and just like keeping at it. I remember he plays at like our Tuesdays as well. And the first few times he was like, sorry, I'm trying to work it out. This is really hard. But now he's just like incredibly good at the deck. So he's that's well deserved as well.
Congrats. Yeah, nice.
So we don't have the list yet, but I believe it's pretty like straightforward kind of personal tutor Doomsday, kill you Doomsday. Third place, we have Cyrus Bales on Turbo Depths. So Cyrus has a YouTube channel he's been working on really hard, so going to shout out that. It's Crucible of Words. I believe you can just...
words. Okay.
Yeah, it's very clever.
Oh, yeah, that's the same on Twitter, right?
Yeah, he also writes novels, so I think it's a bit of a play with that, Crucible of Words.
Okay, yeah. Okay, cool.
So yeah,
like
he
that.
plays loads of brews on his channel, so go check it out. And as shown here, he's also just a very good player. So I think he was just on like kind of straightforward black-green Turbo Depths.
And he also had Knot of the Sword.
Yes, yeah. So probably quite an old school list. He's been playing loads of White Painter recently, so when he was like locked for top 8 and got to a double ID, I believe, I was like, oh, how's White Painter going? He's like, oh, I'm playing Black Green Depths. Like, oh, fair enough. Yeah. Fourth place, we have Ryan Carter on Yorion Zenith. I didn't see any of his games, but described by Yorion Zenith, it's probably is what it is. Then fifth place, we have Kieran Francis, who's he's from Birmingham as well. He comes down to all of our like London LLMs, and he is incredibly good with anything Esper. It's just like he is the Esper guy, he's the Baleful Strix guy, and so he played tons of Esper Watt Vial and like loads of weird builds of that. And then recently he's picked up Cephalid Breakfast. He was like, "Oh my god, this deck is insane! This is what it's like playing a good deck." So he I think like 7-0'd the Swiss because he got paired down, had to play them. Maybe he ID'd the last round, I can't remember, but he didn't lose till the quarters. Then he was dispatched, I think, by.
That's usually how it goes, right? You go undefeated in the Swiss, like
Completely.
first exit in the quarters.
Yeah, completely. But yep, shout out to him. 6th, we have Chris Grimsey on initiative. Chris, another LLM regular. Like all these people, they come and practice at LLMs. It's paying off. You know, it's cool to see. Chris, he had a run where he top 8'd 3 or 4 LLMs in a row as well. Super strong player. He played Storm decks for ages, and then recently he's like, "Oh, initiative busted." So I think he came second at the last LLM with initiative, and now he's top 8'd here. Very good. 7th place, we have Greg Nichols on Dredge. Did you guys expect to hear Dredge?
I saw that, I was like, "What the fuck? Where did you dig up that guy or that deck?"
So Greg is.
I missed an opportunity to say Dredge up. Anyway.
Yeah, Dredge up. This is a very good Dredge player who you guys will know. He is the daddy on Magic Online.
Lol. Seriously?
yeah.
This is the daddy? This the person introduced himself to you as, "Hi, I'm the daddy."
Yeah.
What is his real name again?
Greg.
Greg the daddy?
Yeah. We went out for dinner and drinks with him after as well. He's absolutely
Dude, what
awesome.
did you do last night? I went for dinner with the daddy.
Yeah.
He
And
needs a t-shirt that says that.
I've been meaning to make the Mummy account on Magic Online for ages, and we decided I'll finally do it this week.
Oh, dude.
And we need to play like a Dredge mirror. Cool. So yeah, Dredge top 8'ing. Hell yeah.
Was Mana the stretch?
No, it's just like normal.
I'm not even sure what's supposed to be normal these days.
Yeah.
I
do actually have the list because he's just like not on Facebook or anything.
Is there even like a stock list these days?
So he has. I'm looking through it. It's like 2 Putrid Imp, and then Thugs, Narcomoebas, Imps, 2 Griefs, 1 Ox, 1 Hogak, 3 Breakthrough, Therapies, 2 Careful Study, 4 Looting, 4 LED, 1 Lotus Pedal, 4 Bridge, and then like the normal lands.
It actually sounds very normal, yeah.
Yeah, and then in
Could
the sideboard he
almost
has
like
like
the same deck like 10 years ago.
yeah, basically. I think the newest things are like an Ox, Adonis, and Grief. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, Dr. Edge in the top 8. And finally, we have Ibrahim Hussein on Mono Black Helm. So like the Khan and Helms and Douthis and Opposition Agents. Another person I want to give like a massive shout out to. It's really cool seeing all of these people do well. But Ibrahim, like, he doesn't play Legacy much at all. This is his second Legacy tournament ever, I believe. And the first one, he got to the semis of an LLM as well. He's just like part of the Oxford. I'm going to get shouted if I get that wrong. I think he's part of the Oxford crew. And he's just like, come with his friends each time and just crushes with this deck. So absolute fair play to him. Well done, everyone. So yeah, weird top 8. Like, so 2 initiative, no Delver. So the initiative you can expect. But then, yeah, we have Turbo Depths, Joran Zenith, Cephalid Breakfast, Dredge, and Mono Black Helm.
Yeah, I don't mind that kind of meta game.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Also, in 9th was Ren on the Unearth Painter deck. Breakers.
Also, I'm totally losing you when you talk about like different painter variants these days.
Sorry.
You talked about the black, now what's it called? Black red? No. Black Forest Swamp Cake. No, what's it called?
Black Forest Cake. Black Forest Cake is like, it's a version with Unearths.
Swamp. I don't know why. Okay, so yeah, but you talked about Lightning Reefs, and this Lightning Reefs in both now, like in the regular Black Red and in the
I played 2 in both. Yeah.
Cake.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And it's that good because to me that feels like everybody who looks at the deck list and anyone I show the deck list, which is like nobody, I guess, you are like, this card does nothing. And I think we also talked about it for a short moment on the Discord the other day with Tom the Decker and everything. And Tom also, like, he has the same feeling that I do. And to me, like, I keep crushing with Mono Red Delver. I don't even want to change anything. And he said the very, very same thing about it.
I mean, I can speak about Greaves really quickly. It's good. It's really good in the deck. It's just, the only downside is it might not be better than what it's replacing because the list is so tight and so compact. It's very hard to find cuts. So I'm only playing 1 bolt or something. Like little numbers where like shaving the boring cards like Lightning Bolt does, it's not great. Like those cards are good.
And they're basically there for the 8 goblins, right? And then some extra random value you get somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. But like Shroud is really relevant as well. And the biggest thing for it that came up the most is just giving constructs haste. Like you smack people in the face so hard with that. So yeah, I know, like a pretty common curve was like turn 1 Ancient Tomb, play a Greaves, and then like, you know, or even turn 1 like off a Saga and then follow up with a Soul Land. It's a very fast clock. So they're good. I mean, yeah, I've got a lot of pushback with people being like, oh, I don't know about Greaves, blah blah. But
I mean, yeah, the thing is, they quote unquote don't do anything on their own, right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, they
but they do tons
they're
of things.
really good against a sorcery speed hate.
I mean, Painted does nothing on its own. Grindstone does nothing on its own. Loads of cards do nothing on their own.
Dude, tell that to the guy who got made out by me with like 2 grindstones.
It's like Lightning Greaves is like so much better than Shuko.
yeah.
The disrespect to the beatdown. I guess Lightning Greaves also does beatdown, kind of.
I mean,
okay.
So
I'll have to
the
try
the downsides to them are like one of my big deck building philosophies for the deck is to be good against sideboard cards. So I don't want to be weak to Null Rod, Oof, or like Meltdown, whatever. And Lightning Greaves walks into all of them. It's like Force of Vigor as well.
So much for that.
That is a downside. And yeah, the other thing is, as I said, like they are good in the deck. I promise you, they are strong and they're very fun as well. But it's a good inclusion in the deck, but they're just not quite as good as we've got to the normal build to a point where I think a lot of it is quite stock and it's very hard to find cuts. I'm always struggling to add new cards in, so they're probably just not as good as playing like another Lightning Bolt and a Blast or whatever. But
they are not.
They have some upside. Like I gave Mega's Shroud quite a lot, like against 4-color control and against lands, and that just won the game on its own. Just stuff like that.
Okay.
There's a lot of things.
So for the normal Black Red, or I guess let's call it Chaos Painter to make it clearer. For the Chaos Painter list, you're still on the list that you have on Moxfield, right?
Yeah, I updated them today at work. So
because I worship that place, that's the Bible to me.
Yeah, I try and
keep
keep it
thing
updated
that
now.
shows like all the cards that you changed. Like Callum went minus this card plus this card, and you have no idea. There's actually quite some people who follow this list that you have on Moxfield.
Yeah, so I'm
whenever
trying to
you
keep
don't make
it
an
updated.
update in a while, I'm like, oh my god, has he abandoned it? No.
Yeah.
Oh, you updated 4 hours ago.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I was at work on my lunch break. So we'll post it in the show notes, a link to the
Whoa,
Moxfield.
you meant -2 mountain? What the fuck?
I think I added some fetches.
No,
It's
you
been-
added like Lotus Petal and that's it.
Oh,
What
okay.
the fuck? Oh, you went minus Haywire Might plus Haywire Might? Sure.
I think I also started making changes to the wrong list. So the changes wouldn't be like I'm making this change to the deck because I thought it was good. I think I got them confused between the Chaos Painter
Okay,
and the
I'm
other one.
just happy that I'm not the only one confused.
Just look at the list and then you can
Oh, and apparently Sockens and Crucible of Defiance is back in.
yeah. That's
I've
another
literally
one
never
that
activated that. Maybe once.
Well, yeah, this is another one that people always like. Is it a good card? And it's like not particularly, but it's probably better than Mountain. Like if you activate it a few times, I rarely get it wastelanded. So it's there's pros and cons to it. You can play it if you have a bad experience with it, you can cut it and not play it again. But I really like it. I've used it quite a lot over the.
By the way, did you see that Marius actually won one of the tournaments that Kai attended?
You said.
Kai, do you remember which one?
I think it was the one on Saturday, I think.
It's in Aalen, that one he won with. What is this like? 2 Badlands, 2 Bloodstained Maya, 2 Chaos Defiler, 3 Fury, Briar's Apprentice. Yeah, this is super straightforward. Oh, okay, he's got that weird one in there, the card that I hate. Dareti Ingenious Ironclast.
Oh yeah, that's another card which like it does things, but I don't think it's going to be better than anything it replaces.
Yeah, I don't want it. Here's Shadowspear in there, which is kind of like the same thing that you have in Lightning Greaves.
Oh yeah, I played a Shadowspear in the non-normal one, the Black Forest Cake, whatever it's called, and I just don't like it. It never really comes up for me. It helped in one game against Delver, kind of like, but I don't know.
Yeah,
It's bad for all the reasons that I said that I don't like the Lightning Greaves, especially. It's like bad in sideboard games. Like it's incredible in game 1s against Delver, like you can race with a big construct or whatever, but
put it on Fury.
yeah. Fury or like the Phyrexian Dragon Engines is pretty good as well. Like three double strike. But yeah, again, it just like walks into all
And the growth
kinds
of Briar's Apprentice. Wow.
It's true. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, holy shit, what the fuck? As I'm looking at the list, I actually ordered an ensnaring bridge because I saw that in Marius' list and I was always thinking about it and I was like, you know what? If I go to 4 seasons, I want to have it ready. If I make up my mind on the spot that I want to play one on the sideboard. So I went on Card Market and I filter like, okay, German or English card, original printing, German seller, German-based seller. I don't care what your citizenship is. And then guess who's the cheapest? Kai is the cheapest. I'm like, Sawatarix, sweet. Let's order from your co-host. you are on the blacklist of that host or or of that seller, or the seller doesn't ship to your location. I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
It's actually kind of funny because tell
me why I'm on your blacklist.
It's just simply an
Well,
experiment.
you don't ship to Bavaria or what is it?
No. I just simply don't ship to Germany, even though I'm located in Germany.
Dude, you're so messed up. I was so happy to support you, and then I had to buy from the guy who was like 2 cents more expensive.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I just want to try it out. I just like see how many sales you get, even though even if you block Germany as your primary target. It's just
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
I know it's simply just for fun, man. But obviously, if you want to have anything, be free.
Yeah,
This is totally his excuse. He's just found your account, Julian, and blacklisted you.
Dude, I love like Kai walking into a meeting at this company, and he's like, okay, we've got this new strategy figured out. We will stop selling to our biggest market.
Just playing hard to get.
Okay, Kai. How about you come back to us? How that worked for you?
Dude, you don't know how many messages I've got like during the past days from like all kinds of people basically asking if I put them on my blacklist or something. It's like, dude, no, it's just I kind of want to try something out and just
so weird, dude.
don't ship to
I
Germany.
just want to try something. Okay, dude. I'm not even gonna try to.
But
ask
yeah, dude, I got you covered with those engineering bridges. I can definitely.
Well,
give you one.
so does Headshot Killer 2K now because I ordered from somebody else.
Boom, headshot.
Okay, I guess my experiment failed then.
Are you expecting like people to move outside Germany to finally be able to buy from you or something?
I had someone who messaged me and went like, hey, so I usually live in Germany, but I'm going on this trip to Amsterdam, the Netherlands. And while I'm staying at that hotel, can you ship the cards to that hotel, please, so I can order them? It's like, yeah.
Is that something you do?
I mean, I guess you could.
Okay. Callum, is this as crazy as it sounds to me, or am I missing something?
Just shipping cards to a hotel address.
No, shipping not shipping cards to Germany.
No. I think it's like the most stupid thing ever. But like sometimes you gotta sometimes you gotta try out stupid things in order to feel smarter later or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you're gonna be the next. I don't know. Jeff Bezos, I was gonna say, but please don't.
Oh dear.
No, it's like food, like you can't always have good food. Sometimes you have to eat really shitty food to have some good food after, and then
So
it's
you're
always
saying
like
it's
up
how
and down.
all of Germany is gonna feel because they are deprived of the opportunity to order from Kai. So for like months they're gonna be like, oh my god, my life is so bad. And then when Kai comes back and reopens the shop to Germany,
that's not what
everybody's
I
gonna be like, oh yes, we're eating tonight again.
I'm just saying that you need a lot of shitty ideas, so like the good ideas also stick out from time to time.
Didn't
that's
they
all
hate
I'm
Germany
saying.
so much?
Yeah, but dude, you're not throwing shit against the wall and see what sticks. You're completely missing the wall.
There is no wall. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
It's like throwing an egg in the air and trying to catch it with your mouth.
Okay.
Oh, I could
Discord people, please let us know what you think about this bold business strategy of Kai's.
It's very interesting.
They're gonna call it the Sawatarix Economics or something.
Julian, shall I order it for you and then I'll get it shipped to your address?
Actually, that could work,
Straight
right?
from him.
But dude, shipping to the UK is such a pain in the ass. Or
that'd be
like buying from the UK.
So you can really mess with friends there. Like maybe he's put you actually on the blacklist. So
Yeah.
me and another friend
Maybe
of
he
mine.
just made up the worst excuse on the spot, and I'm actually
Yeah.
on his blacklist.
So I have a friend that used to get really frustrated with like people that order like really just like 2 commons that are worth 2 cents each, and then even though they pay the postage, they're paying their part. He's like, "Why are you ordering this from me? Why don't you just like order something bigger? Like it's so annoying and stuff." So me and a friend used to order like 1 common from him all the time, and yeah, it's fun to do that.
But the trick is to not have cards that are less than 50 cents or something.
Yeah, that's what we said, but he was stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna Kai is gonna have another Patreon where he explains Sawatarix Economics, and
Dude,
we're gonna look really stupid.
There is
Is it
nothing to
Sawatarix?
explain.
Sour, whatever.
Sour business.
Sawanomics.
Sawanomics, yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Freakonomics, Sawanomics. Next step. Here we go. Yeah, Kai is gonna be really rich.
Totally.
Somehow. Anyway, so sounds like you actually got to play a lot of Magic, right? I haven't played Magic in 1.5 months, basically, because I was traveling so much.
Yeah, God, we played on the train. We were playing as well, but we had 2 painters, a Turbo Mux's Goblins and like Mono Black Helm. So I think between us, we played about 100 games within the space of the 2-hour train journey. Like we just kept killing each other on turn
How do
two.
you even do that? That's actually crazy. Like, I
Well-
know it's like 2-minute games or something.
Yeah, because we kept killing each other on turn two. Like,
Dude,
Degenerate.
that's like 4 players, 4 decks, and no Force of Worlds. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And no
Yeah.
fetch land activation, right?
yeah, true, actually, yeah.
Damn, that is, dude.
It's very fun. Turbo Legacy, baby.
Like you in top deck mode from starting from turn 1. I love it.
yeah. I had a great game against Mono Black Helm where like he like turn 1 himmed me and he says, "Baby, I'm gonna hit both your lands." He didn't know my hand, so I showed him my hand had 2 lands in, and he hits both. And then like a few turns later, he's dead because the top
I
deck
guess that
king.
works as well.
Yeah. Should we talk about some new cards? Like we don't usually do set reviews and stuff now, but there's been a bunch of new cards coming out. Kind of.
I
over the
want to
weekend.
tell you like my favorite story from the trade fair.
Oh
before
yeah,
we
go on. Cool.
So as you know, I've been to a couple of trade fairs. I've been to, I don't even remember, like Stuttgart, Düsseldorf, and Hamburg. And I was even supposed to go to more, but I literally was like, no. Like I could have gone to some place near Vienna. I could have gone to Berlin. Could have gone to Zurich. Like so many crazy places. But yeah, I hate like how much it eats into my free time, but I also absolutely love the people I hang out with. Like every time I come back from a diving trade fair, I'm like, this is it. Now I'm gonna start diving. Now I'm gonna do like my open water dive and everything, because that's enthusiasm and everything. Like in the whole diving community, like I've never met a community as amazing as, of course, legacy players, but also like people who dive. And actually, I know some people who dive and are legacy players, and they are the best. Shout out to Runko. I think Runko, you dive, right? Yeah. And my favorite part was in Hamburg, because what we do is we don't have our own booth, but we have our booth at a bigger booth of Germany's biggest diving tour operator. They are known. Like if you book diving anywhere in the German-speaking parts of Europe, you know those guys. Rises and Federsee. And we are there, and they also have like their own dive bases. They're called extra divers, and they have like I think 22 dive centers all around the world, and they are really well known. Like really well known. Like Federsee, they have won the best German tour operator 8 years in a row, and then the award was basically discontinued. And extra divers is also like really well known. Maybe one of the most famous dive center operators in the world. And here's the thing, we went to Hamburg and it was supposed to be a diving trade fair, but we were actually part of like a normal holiday trade fair. And on Wednesday and Thursday, like who goes to a holiday trade fair on a Wednesday noon?
I'd be there, definitely.
You would be working probably.
No, I'd skip work for that. It sounds really
Oh,
fun.
you skip work for me? Okay, that's okay. You're cool. No, most of the people who went there, they I mean, nothing against retirees, but it felt more like people went there to just like hang out and not really learn about like holidays, which is fine, right? I mean, that's...
So they're casual holidays. Oh, I hate casual holidays.
No, it's literally, I almost felt like I was doing some kind of psychology course for them or something, because never in my life ever have I been told so many stories about how this person died and that person died, and then this happened and another person died. And yeah, that was so weird. But basically, the setting I'm trying to create is there were a lot of people there who never even heard about diving, who knew nothing about diving. And I guess part of it is like our mistake, because we tried to establish this diving trade fair at a non-diving fair. And okay, I'm gonna skip over the craziest. Okay, that's gonna go too far, because Hamburg, especially the part we were staying at, is also very famous for like there's lots of prostitution, lots of pimps, a lot of drug use. Kai, you've heard of like Reeperbahn St. Pauli, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very much. And it was so funny because we have like people representing dive places from around the world, and they only know Germany like the Germany they see on TV. And they come to Germany, I think like, oh, everything's like clean and orderly, and then they come to St. Pauli and and it's like next to Berlin. It's the most fucked up place you could probably go, even though it was a fun time. Yeah, there was a street where you literally weren't allowed to walk down if you're a woman, and they even had like barricades, and you literally were only allowed to go into that street if you're a man, because there was like prostitution. And one of our girls, she actually was like, you know what, I want to see that. And she went inside, and then one of the prostitutes, she actually pulled out a water gun and shot her in the face with the water gun. And then she ran away. Okay. Anyway, okay. one of the people who came to our booth at the trade fair, rather old lady, but friendly-ish. And we talk a little bit about Kenya, and I tell her about diving in Kenya. And then at some point, she just looks at me and she establishes, okay, so you do gay and lesbian travel. I'm like, what? Yeah, you go diving with the gay people. I'm like, what? Like, again, I wouldn't even know, no idea. Like, and she's, no, you do, like, you have a lot of gays in your hotel. I'm like, what? How is that connection coming about? And I tell her, like, anybody can come. This is like, I know that some hotels, like in some areas of the world, they have to actively say, okay, this is okay because of like cultural norms and stuff, but in Kenya on the coast, nobody cares. And she keeps going back to that, and she keeps talking about that. And I was like, it doesn't make any sense to me. And then eventually, here's the thing. And this is going to be hard to explain, I guess. I told you how our diving trade fair operators are called extra divers. Can you guys see where this is going? You cannot? Okay, so look at the word spelled out in your head. Extra divers. It's easier if you're German, because if you read that word as German, you read it extra divers. Because the German word for diverse, not the people who go in the water, but like diversity, is the same as the English word for divers. So she, because she doesn't think about English and stuff, and extra is also a German word, she literally goes to my booth and she sees extra divers, extra diverse.
No. Oh gosh, that's the wrong booth.
This is, and she was like very open about it. She was just like curious how that works, and for literally 2 minutes, I just didn't get it. I literally didn't. And when I finally got, I literally started crying in front of her. Anyway, this has nothing to do with magic, but it was one of the most hilarious trade fair interactions because she kept going back to that, and it literally didn't make any sense to me. I wanted to talk about other stuff, and she's like, "No, but how exactly do you do? How do you get these people?" I'm like. Anyway, yeah, this is basically, this illustrates how little people actually knew about what we were doing at the trade fair.
Yeah. It's also kind of funny, like when your English is so bad that it kind of like fucks up the whole conversation, you know.
Extra diverse, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, should we talk about? I think we were about to talk about Four Seasons, which is coming up in like 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks from now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
It's crept up. Like as you said, I know you've been away for a little bit, but like even for me, the last one doesn't feel too long ago, and this is a great thing. I'm super excited for it. I just miss, even after this whole weekend of playing Legacy, I think I've missed the Italian vibe that was there last time. So I'm really excited for that. The Italian
vibe.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I like the Italian vibe.
Yeah. It's just like chaos, but fun. I don't know. I loved it. I loved it the last time so much. So I'm looking forward to going back. Because I've got a big Warhammer tournament this coming weekend. So I'm going to get through that. So I'm back into the Toy Soldiers fix for a week. And then after that's done, we're back into the... I've got to play some Vintage online. We're teaming, right?
Yeah, we're teaming.
Yep.
Nobody is... Actually, I'm going to sign us up.
Oh, yeah, good idea. I need to sign up for everything.
You should probably do that.
Yeah.
Sounds all right. Actually, I'm not even sure what I'm going to play on Saturday. Probably like just like the Legacy side event or something.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. Like, because I'm playing... So we're going to do teams again, but we're switching up. So Kai's doing Modern, Julian's doing Legacy, and I've been given Vintage. And so the last time I played Vintage was about 2 years ago. So you guys are in good hands. Do you have any idea what you're going to play in Vintage? Are you just going to go to like Justin? I think either Painter Breach or Squeevine.
Wait, there's a Painter Breach deck?
I was just going to say, like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, so Francis and Jasper made it, and like it's pretty good. They 5-0'd a bunch of leagues and played it themselves a bit. It's not bad. It's pretty cool.
Okay, because like if this was like 10 years ago, I would have probably suggested the Control Slaver deck, which is like a Goblin Velder deck with Mind Slaver.
Yeah, I know that one.
It is a blue deck mostly, but those Goblin Velders, they were crazy good back then, and also like being pretty decent at Veldering like opposing like 3 balls, like Trinispheres and all that kind of nonsense, like back and forth. It was incredible. Like sometimes, like, have you ever Velded like a Chrome Mox, man?
Have I ever welded a Chrome Mox? Yeah.
I guess it happens more often in Legacy, but
Against lands, against initiative, quite a lot. I've like welded out a Mox Diamond for a Lidus Pedal. It's like I've kind of killed your land.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? Like speaking of Velda, I had a peak Magic experience last weekend. I really got to talk about this for a second because I played Cephalid Breakfast versus Painter, and it was the most banger game 3 ever. Like we split the first 2 games. I think we comboed out each other like pretty quickly. And game 3 dragged for more than 20 minutes, where we both tried to play a control deck. So Paint tried to be like a mono red control deck with like, just loads of blasts, but they never went off. And it was the same for me. Like I had like a lot of blue blasts and Swords of Plowshares. And since we're both so slow, like we never really like established any board presence whatsoever. And long story short, it must have been like turn 15 or so. We slowly started attacking like with like pretty mediocre constructs, and there were a couple of like goblins on the other side, but really no graveyard. So there was nothing to Velda. And at some point, I established the combo of Nomads Encore and Cephalid Illusionist with Force Backup, and I felt pretty safe. And I went for it. And after a couple of activations, I kind of saw that my opponent was just didn't scoop up, right? And it's like, okay, so there must be like something. Like, is it like maybe it's like Fairy Macabre or something? And then I just kept Velding. And then I think after the 5th or 6th after the 5th or 6th Cephalid activation, my opponent Veldered my Shuko. Sorry, because I used the Shuko, not the Nomads. I used the Shuko on Cephalid. Mm-hmm. He exchanged the Shuko with Ether Vial in my graveyard. And I was like,
it's a sorcery activation, so you can't like respond to it again.
I couldn't respond. And I like at that moment I was like, oh my goodness, like it just completely brain fucked me. And like I was there like again like sitting with my force, and so I was like stopped again for another 3-4 turns. You know, at some point I played out both Thassa's Oracles. My
okay.
Yeah, my what's it called? My Dread Return.
Sounds like ChatGPT plays Legacy or something.
Dude, it was wild, man. Like even my Dread Return also got removed from game. I think with a surgical or something like that, or like with a fairy, I think. And I had like no other out than step throughing their biggest construct and one of my Thassa's Oracle, and just keeping a vial on 2, so you know, so that at least they can't kill me. And then the game like dragged on for a few more turns until they found their combo, and they milled me out. And like for a second I thought maybe they forgot about my Thassa's Oracle in my hand, because I still have a vial on 2, so I can win. But what they did in response is that they milled themselves out in addition.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Like they milled themselves out in addition, and then they welded in a Torpor Orb. Exactly. And so we both had 0 cards in our library. It was my upkeep.
Wow.
And there was a Torpor Orb in play.
Grandmaster Magic.
And I had the first draw step. So that was like the most bizarre.
That is sick.
What a heads up
game.
play.
Yeah. But
Who was your opponent?
I don't remember his name, like unfortunately, but it was a pretty intense game, really. And like,
Dude, if you see that, like you put that on camera at, I don't know, like Energy, SCG, what have you.
Yeah, people
like,
would have like lost their minds. Really,
this is like a Hall of Fame best Legacy on stream of all times or something.
Yeah, dude. And like,
sick,
I think like the you know, long story short, it's Goblin Velda is pretty insane. Like I think you lose a lot of games against Goblin Velda because you really don't know what Goblin Velda is capable of. So that's pretty insane.
Dude, I'm absolutely loving that shit.
Love it.
Give me more of that. I mean, this alone made the entire episode worth listening to.
I don't think I've had one as good as that. I've definitely done the Shuko for Vial trick a couple of times online.
Oh, like, damn.
I leave the welder up because if they you can stop the combo like that. I've had a few people board out their vials after that, but now with Strix coming into the deck, it's much easier to do that as well.
Fear is real.
Yeah, so that's cool. One of the coolest wins I've had online was like a really, really grindy long game against Cloudpost, where I think I'd Magus them, but they had a bunch of basics, and then I couldn't assemble the right pieces. And in the end, I had like 10 mana available and 3 goblins, and I got to like bring a painter in, grindstone myself, weld the grindstone for a Soul Guy Lantern, and then like bring the grindstone back in again and grindstone them It needed like 10 or 12 mana. I needed to mill myself out to find the Soul Guide Lantern, and then weld that in, and then weld something back for the
you're like that dude in the meme who's got like eyes wide open, points at something on the wall that he's got like the perfect plan of how he's gonna make this work.
Yes,
you're like, okay, first we do this, then painter, then this, blah 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 blah.
It was in a challenge. I took like 10, or not 10 minutes. I took like 5 minutes just sitting there, like working it out. I needed this much mana and these goblin activations. It took ages to work it out because it was the first time I'd done something like that. But yeah, grindstone yourself is like a tutor for your Soul Guide Lantern. There we go. All you need is 3 goblins and 10 mana or something.
Okay.
But yeah,
that should be a T-shirt. All you need is 3 goblins and 10 mana.
yeah. But these kind of plays are so sick. Like that game sounds amazing. Just yeah.
So Goblin Welder is for vintage then, yeah?
Yeah, could be.
Can we make Goblin Rider work in Modern? Could we be like Team Goblin Rider?
It's not illegal in Modern for beginning.
I mean, yeah, but there must be something similar, right? They do like, I don't know, Magos of the Welder or something.
Yeah, Engineer is legal.
Yeah.
The thing is
doesn't touch your opponent's stuff.
Yeah, but the thing with Welder is like they don't make cards like that anymore.
That's true.
It is crazy powerful, this card. For like a 1-drop, it can do some insane things.
I mean, there was a time in Magic where it was in contention for literally the best creature in all of Magic.
Yeah.
It kind of was during the Control Slaver days where like people would name it and then like Tarmogoyf came along and yeah. Actually, what was the best creature in Legacy and Magic before Tarmogoyf?
Dark Confidant.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty short, but Quirion Druid.
Mother Runes.
Quirion Druid is good.
I mean, that was, and like Werebear.
Mystic Enforcer.
Quirion Druid was like sick. That was also seen playing Vintage.
Yeah. But yeah, Dark Confidant was kind of like the best creature for a long time, wasn't it? Weird.
Yeah, but it didn't really do all that much, I want to say. Like, it rarely ever showed up in like proper tier 1 decks. Like, even back then, like, I don't remember like proper tier 1 decks like running that. Like, I guess that guy and stuff, but still, that's not good enough for me.
No respect for the gate.
The fucking gatekeeper of Monarchy or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
like
I would sometimes
Nighthawk.
take that draft. Yeah, exactly.
With the Blossom.
Abyssal Prosecutor. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the card that stops you from winning the game. Perfect.
Yeah. Combos with
the ultimate
Innocent
sacrifice. Guys, do we call it a day here? Maybe we can, record one more once I've somewhat caught up with the metagame right before first seasons, and then we can also talk about something like what's it called? Atraxa. Like, I literally can't believe when I saw that card that this is like seeing play everywhere, left and right. Like, even Marius Hausmann told me,
I'm
playing like Band Control, and my draw engine is Natural Order for Atraxa. I'm like, what the fuck is happening to Legacy?
Oh yeah.
So Pete White, Power 22 at the Axion. Now, he didn't do great, and like I think the deck looks amazingly. It looks really good, but he didn't do great, and he says it's not as good as I think it is. But he's playing like a Bad Shell with Hierarchs and Green Sun for Dryad Arbor and Teferi, and then Daze and Forcible and stuff. But then it has Natural Order for Atraxa, as well as Show and Tell to put in Omniscience or Atraxa as well. So it's like
so how many cards do you like on average? You get like 3 cards of Atraxa or something, maybe 4.
No, it's like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So
you get a land, you get an instance, maybe sorcery, maybe creature. Yeah, creature is already
So you play Ponders and Show and Tells in Natural Orders. You'll hit a sorcery. You play Brainstorm, Force of Will, Daze, Source of Plowshares. You'll hit an instant. You play like Icefang, other Atraxas, Emrakul, and Hierarchs. You'll probably hit a creature. You play loads of lands, and then you sometimes hit Teferi as well. And you play Omniscience as well, so you have like 3 Omnisciences to sometimes hit as well. I saw him very often like Atraxa hit like 5 or 6 cards, and then he's ready to just go like Show and Tell, put in Omniscience, cast another Atraxa next turn with a Force as well. Like it just refills your hand, and you've got an Atraxa in play. And then
you don't have to pay life like you do for Griselbrand, I guess.
Exactly. And then very often it was just like you then Show and Tell the Omniscience, then you play the Atraxa, then you Teferi, bounce it again, play it again, and yeah.
what a pile of shit, man.
Yeah. So I think there is a potentially incredibly strong deck there. So we can look into it the next episode.
Yeah, we'll discover it. And I'm gonna steal your Moxfield list right now, and maybe I'm actually gonna play some. Actually, you know what? I'm not sure. I want to paint my orcs, my Warhammer orcs.
Hell yeah!
Because that's the one thing I got to do in between trade fairs, because I had a couple of days in between trade fairs where I could do that. And yeah, my first Space Marine, I posted this guy on the Discord. You said he's good enough.
Yeah, 100%. Like, he's the same as my first model. It was just like paint.
Okay,
everywhere.
for those who don't know, so this Space Marine, he is red trousers, a green t-shirt, golden armor, a brownish backpack, and a silver gun and a red eyes. Okay, you know what? Actually, painting the eyes was the most amazing part. That actually gives it so much character.
Yeah, painting eyes is hard. And then like if you just do a little bit of highlight, like put like a white dot, really tight one, it brings it alive. But the first models are just for like messing around and trying things and seeing how it feels. Yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm painting after this as well. I've got some to get ready for the tournament next weekend.
You know the very first one I used way too much water, and I put on the color and everything kept running down. Like I called my friend Daniel and it was like, dude, this is not working at all, like please send help. And then we went through it and he was like, okay, you need about 1% of the water that you actually used.
Yeah.
Like, okay
You use
Because
very little water.
I actually like I almost like put a ton of water into that whole thing, and he was like, no, you need like 1 drop.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
literally.
cool. So guys, let's call it a day here. It was great to catch up with you again while actually sitting in a proper house. And I can't wait to see all of you in Bologna. Also, everybody listening, say hello in Bologna. Always a great time, 4 seasons. Can't wait to play Magic again. And you guys, you figure out Vintage and Modern while I just play Legacy all weekend. Can't wait.
Just before we go, I want to give a quick shout out to a guy called Josh in the UK who I was talking to like a couple of months ago, and he's setting up like a similar LLM thing. And then his girlfriend very kindly just sent me a bunch of tokens. She does tokens. And I said back then I would give a shout out on the podcast, and then we didn't record on that time, and then I've forgotten a while. So I want to give a quick shout out to Electric Elves Designs. Really, really cool tokens and just so nice. And she even sent me like a proper altered basic island as well and everything. So Electric Elves Designs on Facebook. I'm looking at it now. Really cool tokens. And shout out to Josh for like setting up a grassroots legacy event in England as well.
Is she better than Kai?
Okay.
Oh yeah, easy.
I mean, that's not really
I was
a high
gonna say like
benchmark,
we should probably like collab maybe one day. Yeah.
Yeah, do it. That'd be super cool.
Awesome, man. Oh, dude, you know, that's actually the next step. Like, you know, also for Magic art, how they sometimes have art which is painted by 2 different people.
I mean, like collabs are awesome, and like have you seen like the new set? Like they've been like mashing like 2 different.
Yeah,
creature cards
they're like,
together.
Thalia, you're gonna fuck the Gitrog monster now, and like El Damri, you're gonna go with that frog thing. Yeah, I know. This, it's gonna be
awesome.
interesting. So if you wanna support our collab of Everyday Eternal, you can do so by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts, or you can also support us on patreon.com/everydayeternal. If you want to find us on social media, you can do that so on @EternalMTG. You can find me on It's Julian23. You can find Kai on Sawatarix, and you can find Callum on Callum Smith MTG, right?
You got it. Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, first try. It only took 140 episodes.
Amazing.
Also, big shout outs to everybody supporting us, especially on Eternal Witness tiers: Salvatore Orico, Tommy Hinks, Testakila, Sebastian Hodaga, Guillaume, Hannah Wife, Sean Dewey, Francis Cooper, Cassandra Davis, Benedict Gruber, and Severin Schwarzhuber. By the way, last 2 I'm going to see at the next Etc. tournament on the weekend. Can't wait to play Paper Legacy again. And Grizzlebrand here, Victor Bernat, Budgie Butt, Scott Monroe, Jeremy Gates, Henrik Korkutz, Tom Happ, Andrew Whitman, Kane, Ian Cephalid, Fritz Sternert, and Paragon Games in St. Louis. Even though the last one actually closed recently, very sorry it didn't work out. But yeah, can't wait to see what's the owner. Well, I guess everybody knows that Scott runs. Can't wait to see what Scott is up to next. So everybody have a great time, and see you again next, or at least at 4 seasons, right? Kai, you book your flight?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Awesome,
Done.
guys. See you there. Bye-bye.
Ciao, everyone.